GM, and welcome back to the channel and welcoming myself back from Singapore. Recovery from a jet lag is now complete, and as you can see on screen here, a cheeky pic from Token 2049, we have myself with all the Blockmates boys. So working with these guys going forward, you might have seen some of my videos on their channel already, contributing to their network. From right to left here, we have Mike, Dan, Jedi, myself, Alex, and Grant. You've probably seen a few of these guys on their podcast over at Blockmates. Do check them out. But truly a great set of individuals there, great banter, and as you can see, beer in hand, that was the common theme throughout the whole of the conference. You've got 4 Englishmen, 1 Welshman, and a South African, and a free bar. What do you think happened? Yes, debauchery did occur. So great fun, and now back to the grind. So one of the highlights of the conference itself for me was actually Balaji's talk. This was on day 1, and he actually went through not the Bitcoin to 1 mil price tag, but more showing you how the US has to roll over around $8 trillion worth of debt in the coming years. So it's become pretty obvious to anyone with a brain cell that in order to finance the debt, they're going to start printing money yet again, and they're also going to start dropping interest rates because they don't want to refinance at 5.5% or whatever it's at. So this talk was really cool. If you can check out some of the talks from Token 2049, his was pretty decent to be fair, and it really just obviously nailed home the fact that you're in the right place, buying into Bitcoin, buying into these crypto assets as they are the hedge against the money printing that is going to occur and the debasement of fiat currencies that you are obviously experiencing right now firsthand. If we just check in with the markets here, I love the new color gradients here on CoinGecko, very bright greens, and as you can see, things are looking very bright as well. So a lot of coins now ticking up to start this new week here, and this is kind of a counter to the crypto Twitter sentiment, which has been the worst I have ever seen. So whilst I've been away, been checking in now and then, but it's been an absolute cesspit. You've probably seen the likes of racism even on the timeline, which is just totally inappropriate, and there is no place for that in this industry. The block button has been used quite regularly by myself over the last few days, and people have just been going at each other's necks. So in true crypto fashion, what we have is now a pump taking place off the back of everyone seemingly just horrendously down, worst sentiment of all time. Bitcoin halving, just as a reminder, coming in around April of 2024. The biggest marketing push Bitcoin can have, it is the halving, of course. It will have an impact yet again, and I'm sure this will be all over the news stations, bought and paid for by the likes of the institutions that are going to be selling you ETFs. Sentiment check 46 on the fear and greed. We can look at the chart down here over this past month. You can see it's pretty much flat, somewhere in the 40 regions, a few wicks below. Did mention that things were feeling very bottomy, and even though the price hasn't come down below the actual BlackRock wicks down there on any meaningful time basis, and not across all exchanges either, well, for me, this does feel like this might have been the bottom, and all this kind of sentiment capitulation in the 25Ks to 26K region. Hopefully now we are going to start to move away from this, and this could actually be the bottom formation in here. Personally speaking, I would like to see this BlackRock area continue to hold, as I think that is a very important area on the chart, as the fundamentals did well and truly improve upon that point. And now we find ourselves at around 27K, pushing up almost 27.2 here. Maybe we'll just squeeze a little bit further up and it will rug. But when you look at counter trading the sentiment of the market, it has been pretty obvious, the last week at least, that picking up some spot positions for the long haul was a sensible idea, and still continues to be honest with you. A lot of the altcoins haven't really moved off the bottom much, but if you're trying to DCA into a big Bitcoin position, it did feel like having a nibble over the last week or so was definitely sensible. Now let's just check in here with Eric Crown. I believe he is away today, so let's try and fill in with some of his ranges here. The 4-hour stats, this was posted over the weekend, so it will be slightly out. However, the ranges were 26.85 to 25.5, as you can see within this band here, and now we've broken above 26.8. The 80% of historical returns range will be all the way up somewhere in the region of the high 27s now. So maybe that will be kind of the capping of this price during this move here, somewhere into the high 27s, which actually takes us kind of into the midpoint of this range here. That's a likely place that we do see either a pullback from or a reversal. So just all eyes on the price here. If you've got any leverage positions open, it does look like we're having a bit of a good start to the week, and hopefully more volatility to come, as it has been been very, very boring indeed. Liquidations wise, mainly shorts getting rinsed here. Everyone being very confident in the fact that the short openings were easy. I've seen a lot of big influencers tweeting we're shorting this thing next. As the last short went so well, let's double it up and stick it all on the next short. That kind of behavior and sentiment in the market is probably where we're going to get a reversal as well. So time for shorts maybe to get blown out here. In terms of these stablecoin trends though, as you can see from the red line, so this is the total amount of stablecoins in crypto. Kind of the bottom so far has been here, $123 billion August the 20th. We're now at 124.3, so hardly off that, but as you can see, it's kind of flattening out, not as bad in terms of it's down, down, down. But if we can get a bit of a bottom form here, that will be good for the overall stablecoin holdings. Stablecoins need to be going up for this to be a positive sum game. That just depicts that it has been a PvP environment and people just taking money off each other for quite a lot of time here. So hopefully that will start to improve as well. My current thesis going forward is over the next like 3-4 months, I think it's just accumulate spot positions, then into the halving we're going to get definitely a big push. The BTC marketing machines will be going crazy yet again, as I think we start to tick on up just prior to that. So personally, I'd like to have my spot position set prior to that occurring, and then of course holding some capital on the sidelines ready for when these numbers start going up. This red line is pumping to the right and top, as that will mean there'll be a lot of degeneracy on the tables yet again, and then 24 through to 2025 we get to play shitcoin roulette and make lots of money. That is the hopeful outlook here. In terms of this as well, to go alongside sentiment, which has been terrible, the GWEI here with the amount of GWEI required for a transaction on ETH mainnet, 9s and 10 GWEI only. So super, super cheap to actually transact on Ethereum. This again coincides typically with a bottoming process when not a lot is happening. Everyone is super bored. So just another interesting statistic to look at when trying to do a bit of analysis on the market and where we may be. Now to finish up 3 games, I want to accumulate more tokens within. The first one is Prime Parallel TCG. You may have heard of this one. The trading card game, similar to the likes of Magic the Gathering, but they also have a game coming out as well. So it's not just the playing card game, the strategy game, but also we have a full game coming out, Parallel Colony. These guys, I actually missed them at Token 2049, but I would have loved to hear his talk. I'll see if I can find that on catch up somewhere. But they are building something epic, and the kind of visuals you get with this are insane. They've got people from big time productions in the past, and I think this is one that can really pull out some huge moves. So kind of at the moment they've got this in beta and they've actually restricted the total access to the game, so they will start to ramp things up and push marketing as they expand it further. They also have the Colony game coming out as well. So Prime is the base currency for all of their games, and the NFTs are purchasable with the Prime token as well. Prime being a wild ticker to actually have, a very strong ticker indeed. Think about the Prime drink and those plebs, the Paul brothers, etc., all pumping Prime. In a bull market, the ticker Prime is going to catch a bid just off the back of that alone. I'd like this token to come into my purple box somewhere down here, high 2s, low 3s, and I will be starting to accumulate this token. I currently do not have any, and I would like to have a position sooner rather than later, to be honest. Then we have the Nano token, the gaming token of Play the Heist. Again, look at the chart pattern on that. That looks absolutely fantastic. And they have the mobile app release coming this week, I believe. So that is the alpha from the Discord. People are suggesting it's coming this week. And of course, you can expand your player base by orders of magnitude from going desktop only to mobile. So I am highly bullish on this. I have a big fat bag of Nana, and I would love to see this pump like crazy. Again, I'm bullish on all these games due to the fact those charts look so much better than most DeFi protocols out there, because the gamers will continue to game no matter whether the sun is shining or it's raining outside. If BTC is pumping or it's dumping, these guys are playing no matter what anyhow. And then finally we have Crown. So this is the horse racing on the blockchain with gambling elements. You love to see it. So this one is tapping into a huge industry. The circulating amount of Crown right now is 31.92 mil. So the circulating market cap is 7.4, so $7.5 million, not the FDV down there. Painsy did put out a good post on this earlier. I need to do a deep dive video on this one as I'm highly bullish on it. But essentially the Crown token, you stake it on the various tracks. There's loads of racecourse tracks on here. The number of NFTs, the horses, will continue to go up over time as the breeding mechanics kick in. More horses equals more races required, more races on each tracks each and every day. To race your horse, you have to put down some dollars in the form of Derby. He's put USDC here, but it's called Derby is the stablecoin. 40 Derby to $1 is the ratio, and 20% of the fees taken on any of these tracks are given to the Crown stakers. So you stake your Crown on a specific track, and then you get a revenue share off that track paid in dollars. And also you can gamble on all the horses and the races, and 20% of the gambling rake for races is given back to the stakers. So I think it has a great economy and a very useful token. Again, straddling both gaming and gambling. The heist will have wagering, gaming and gambling. Prime's card game is both gaming and gambling, as you can wager on that as well. So you can see the crossovers and the use cases for crypto being quite apparent. Gaming / gambling and stablecoins. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode as we recover from all the beers we sank over the last few days. If you enjoyed this one, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you want me to talk about next, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.